Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, the Bawanas, the Apostles, and the Elder Great Millstone, and Shalom Select out there doing this work of faith and labor with love and true sincerity. I want to get into a lesson, pretty much. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to entitle it, but I wanted to get into the wicked of our people, and them not serving the Most High and thinking that they're going to get away, with all their deeds, their actions, you know, as though within this world, like if you don't do things, you don't get punished or judged for them. But people tend to forget the Most High just because He isn't visibly in their face or constantly giving them judgments that they can determine to say, oh, yeah, the Most High did that, the Most High did that. Why? Because they don't live by faith. They only live by their sight. So they constantly ignore, the things of the Most High, the ways of the Most High, the judgments of the Most High, and only lean towards the so-called good in their eyes that they want to give the Most High praise for. When we supposed to give the Most High praise for not only the good, but the bad that we receive in our lives as well. Knowing that when we receive judgments for certain things, it's only payment, for what is owed, and plus because of our sufferings, that we must suffer underneath the curses, So this is the book of Sirach 12, and verse 6, it says, verse 6, for the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance to the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. And you know what the point is, like the Most High hateth sinners. The average person in the church will say, the Lord doesn't hate the sinner, He hates the sin. No, He hates you for constantly, willfully sinning and throwing His name in the mud when you have His name here before you, when you have His men, His prophets out there before you telling you of these things and for you to come back into your heritage. There truly is no cloak for the people's sins, and especially for people out there, that you may have a prophet within your family and you choose to ignore his words and live about life your own way, you're going to receive great judgment. And no one can truly feel sorry for you for whatever judgment that you receive. I don't feel sorry for judgment for any one of my family members that may know this, know that I'm into the word, but at the same time, they choose to ignore it because we know that what family is the most ones that's going to be against us, whether if it's immediate family or, your moms or your cousins or your aunts or whoever, they're all going to receive judgment accordingly. And even more so, than the average person that just walking down the street that don't have a prophet dwelling among them, So I read that again. It says, for the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. So the Most High is purposely reserving, the wicked of our people, for their judgment, man. You could think you can get over on the Most High all day long. Hey, but in the end, you're going to have to pay, just as Esau is going to have to pay for all this wickedness in which he's doing. Hey, how do you talk about karma and all of that? Hey, that all that is the Most High. You sow what you reap. Period. All that is nothing but the Most High, and the Most High making you pay in the end for all your deeds and allowing you to know that in the end you're not going to get away. That made me think of real quick. Let me think of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High. So, just because, judgment doesn't come swiftly, people feel as though they can continue to get over, like the guy, damn, I can't even think of his name right now. But just in general, people will give a reference. Well, I've been doing this for this, ain't nothing been happening. Why should I expect something to happen now? Hey, the Most High is long suffering. You know, that's the beautiful thing about the Most High and why we have a second chance, because the Most High is long suffering. If the Most High wasn't long suffering, all of us, will be thrown to the fire, so to speak, man. None of us will stand a chance. But we only stand a chance by the thread of our hairs, because he is merciful, man. And because he know that the elect, that he has a remnant out there that's going to struggle and strive, for perfection in his eyes, man. And to uphold his name, to uphold his laws accordingly as best as we know how, in this modern day time, you know. And how it said, what though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. Because in the end, when we look at things with the, just with the physical eye, and we just see, okay, well, hey, the wicked's prospering, are they doing this, they doing that. Matter of fact, according to Psalms 73, let me grab that real quick. That lines up perfectly. That lines up perfectly. Yeah, this is Psalm 73 and 1, a psalm of Asaph. Truly Yahweh is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And hey, he saw everything. I'm not going to continue to read all through, but him seeing everything that the wicked was doing and how they just constantly prospered, no matter what. Now, why is that? Now you talking about, the wicked, Esau, the other nations or whatever, because what they don't have the Most High, they have their kingdom, which is now, and the wicked of our people, they just following in the footsteps of what they see, because majority of pretty much 99.8% of our people are followers, man. All they know is what they see. They can't think beyond what the public presents them. They don't want to be outside of the box, so to speak. They don't want to be chastised for what's right. They rather suffer and be wrong all day long, no matter what you tell them. And that's just the pride, and the wicked eyes of our people, man, all day long, And a lot of times, at times, you get caught up in a fleshly mind state, and you feel kind of sad for your people or whatever the case may be. Understanding the mind frame of how the prophets of old, used to think. But then again, at the same time, it's like, man, they deserve everything they're gonna get. Like, why should I feel sorry for these people when they don't even give a damn about themselves? When the Most High is clearly here trying to show you the way. You don't even care about yourself. People say they care all day long, but won't take care of their bodies, won't eat healthier. People could say they care all day long, but won't follow the ways of the Lord how they're supposed to. You truly don't care. You truly don't care about your children if you're not following the ways of the Most High to keep them protected in the days of evil that are to come. But people, they think they care in their own way, in their own mind frame. No, you don't. Truly, no, you don't. And it just gets nerve wracking at times, because a lot of times you can't stand to be around your people for the ways, of their mindset, man. And all praise Yahweh Shemiah Shah that we woken up out of that mindset, and we're no longer drowning, within our own thoughts to think that we know everything, the way the rest of our people do, you know. But let me go back to in fact, let me go to Sirach, 5th chapter. It is Sirach 5, and I'm gonna start from the top. It says, "Set thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart." And this is what our people do all day. This is why they choose to neglect the ways of the Most High and to walk in the ways of sin, to walk in the ways of the so-called white man, to walk in the ways of these modern day philosophies all day long, because this is the way in which they know things to be. This is the way in which they feel comfortable. Nobody wants to feel uncomfortable. Or you got to learn you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's how you grow as a person. That's how you grow as an individual. That's how you gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You continue to stay in that same box and you don't have any pressure put on you, then how can you truly grow? That's why, matter of fact, the scriptures say this in Ecclesiastes 7, and I started 7 and 2. It says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better." And we know when it's talking about the heart, it's meaning the mind. So by you constantly going through different things, by you constantly going through different things and you feeling that sorrow, you feeling that pain, you have the ability to reflect, upon your experiences and the different things in which you went through, so that can actually make you better mentally, so that you can grow, But going back to Sirach 5, verse 3, it says, "And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering, he will in no wise let thee go. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin to sin. And say not, his mercy is great, he will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance." And this is how it is, and this is how it pretty much is in reference to the guy Mike Epps, because his whole thing, and he even said it in one of his stand-up that, hey, yeah, I want to get to heaven, but I got to get this money first. He doesn't truly fear the Lord because he's putting off the Lord from day to day because he's in his security, and they made a statement about through his residual income, he gets approximately like $2 to $3 million a year. So, hey, he's comfortable. He's in his security, man. And, and with his boy, Ricky Harris, dying, and him making fun of us, he still has no fear of the Lord. He put up the Instagram post and then took it down. He spoke to the brothers, out there in Cali for like over an hour, calling us a low organization, and he still has no fear for the Lord. So, the Most High is truly laying up his judgment for him, man. The Lord is going to revenge his pride and everything about him, and his destruction is going to come utterly, man. He ain't going to know what hit him when that time comes, man, So I truly feel no remorse and no pity for our people when they in that type of mindset, man. And ultimately, we know that it's the Most High that got to open up our people's eyes. We just do our job, as prophets, as men of the Lord, to warn our people, to tell our people the truth, and to put it out there, So the rest is up to them, So, with that, I hope this short segment was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, the Bawans to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Lek out there doing this work of faith, labor of love, true sincerity. Shalom.